How are we living, boys? I'm going to show you guys how to abuse Overlord's Blood Mail because a lot of you are building into the wrong slot and the wrong times and don't understand when to, so I can definitely make that easy on you. Now, I can say my support has now died twice, and they're flipping the map. Let's go. So basically what this means is that when someone flips the map on you, it basically means that you can't really go to your bot side because there won't be anything there. And because of that, you have to go to their top side, right? So I have to clear my my top quadrant, his top quadrant, right? Well, that puts me in a jeopardized position because he's already gotten my camps, right? So, like, me going to his means that, you know, all it takes is one ward or them just preemptively seeing it coming and bam, we're cooked. But back to Overlords. Overlords, first of all, is like a 9% win rate. Difference building at third over building at second, so like flat out stop going Overlord second. A lot of people are like, hey, but the damage simulation on a target dummy makes it seem like it's way better, and it's like, yeah, I bet it does. It's a damage item. Black Cleaver's a utility item. I think I have to do a flashy here like this. Aggressive flashy feels so good, bro. I mean, I'm probably dead for this if Viego isn't here, or is here, but I get a little greedy. I think he might come to try and deny me on this now. So let's go ahead and hit this ward and dip. But yeah, so first of all, your second item is the biggest question in this build, okay? Your first item will always be Titanic. You want the health, you want the auto tech reset, because it synergizes with the health and AD of Overlord's Bloodmail. That is undeniable. Cool. So you know that your first item is Titanic, 100% of the time. You know that if you're abusing Overlords, you're going to get it third item, and it genuinely is almost always third. It is exemplified and definitely a lot better when you're snowballing too, so keep that in mind. So what is your second item? Your second item is Sundered Sky or Black Cleaver, respectively, depending on what you want, right? Black Cleaver gives you Armor Pen, Sundered Sky gives you a little bit more fighting capabilities. I do like that. I don't know if it's worth, though. We're going to try and send it. Hopefully we can get Braum. If we don't get Braum, that's fine. I'll take that. I don't think Lucian knows that he doesn't kill me here. Whose TP is that? That's Cassiopeia? Well, it is what it is. Oh, he still has... I think we kill. Flash 4! Oh, maybe out of range. I'm not going to lie. I think my Jhin missed damage there. I don't think there's any reason. But I definitely didn't assume him to have barrier. So that's on me. My bad. Either way, Titanic first, Overlord's third. Cool. Second, Black Cleaver, if you enemy team has the ability to stack armor. And Sundered Sky if they don't. So like this game, right? You know, played steel caps, builders everywhere, armor inherently, and, you know, people that are going to get Zonias. Obviously, those people will be getting armor quickly. So that's who you do not want to go Sundered Sky into. Oh, I might have to tank that for him. Okay, but my set has the most faith in me to tank that Urgot E for him. It's insane. Nice. That was really good. Yeah, so, like, you know, sometimes it's a little bit more obvious than others because, like, if they have someone that, you know, like Annie. Annie doesn't get armor very often, right? She usually goes high damage, but sometimes Annie players will, like, pivot into, like, Steel Cap's Fimbulwinter and get really tanky, and then you're like, dang, I kind of wish I had more armor pen, so I can crank through that health. And, you know, you can't really blame yourself if someone builds a little weird. That's not really on you. Plus, like, even if you get Sundered Sky in a time where Black Cleaver is better, it's like, just play good and it won't matter as much. So yeah, you know, to be real, your usual build will be, you know, Titanic, you know, Sundered Sky, Overlords, and then Boots. So that's 4 slots, and then you have 5 and 6 for your extra defensive things. So if they have a lot of crit, Randuins, you know, if you need magic resist, you go Spear Visage. If you need tenacity and you don't have Merc Treads, you go Sterix. And that's really how the build, like, makes itself pretty easily, like, you know, replicated, is the fact that first and third items are arguably the most important in the game, in every game of League. So then you just have second, right? Hit 80 carry really quick. He's going to get the ult, but he doesn't have ult to get out of Alistar here. So we can actually just stand here. They're going to try and stun me. I'm going to put them into the wall for that one. And I'm sorry, but that's just a Logan jungle diff. My AD carry gets 3 kills, by the way. Nothing for me. No, I don't even like it. Is this guy serious? Yeah, I can just do that. My mouse has ult, so get ready. Skill button in 3. He canceled early, but I think it's fine. Yeah. Nice. But yeah, so let me go ahead and get this recall. I think, yeah, I have enough. Yeah, so that's basically it. The problem that people have when they build overlords is they don't realize that they need something else. Now, what would you say is a need? It's like when you let's say you have Titanic Sundered Sky, right? Let's keep it consistent. If you are getting one-tapped because you get stunned into another stun, something like this game where you get Cassiopeia ulted into Viego W into Braum passive, okay? Then you needed tenacity or an amount of defensive stats that could, put it in your favor to live by whatever damage spread they have. Like if this guy has 20 kills, armor gets better than magic damage, or magic resist, right? So yeah, that's where people like mess up a lot. Is they're like, hey, they actually need Sterix to even exist on a screen because they're getting perma chain CC'd, and then they go overlords. That's where the problem comes in. Or enemy team has 4 ADs and people hard slamming overlords. Like, just buy Death Dance there, So that's the biggest reason for this video, is that overlords is a really strong item. It is very strong. That is not clickbait. It is objectively one of the best bruiser items in the game. The problem is that you guys are buying it in times where you aren't allowed to auto attack because you get perma CC'd and then life is completely cooked for you. They're on this, right? I'm gonna try and steal, but I might be a little late. Nice. They're gonna stun me. I think I'm pretty fine right now. The only thing I'm really worried about is Cassiopeia right now. But I can just die for it, right? It's probably fine. He does not know what Briar does at all. Love to see it. So yeah, that's what I was really trying. I answer this every stream where I'm trying to explain to people how it works and why it's not always one or the other. We got an 80 carry battle here. Nice, really good. That's his flash too. Where a lot of people are seeing me slam overlords, and it's yeah, guys, because their team has no one thing that I need to be counterplaying. If enemy team just has damage, and you're not playing to negate that damage, tank the damage with overlords. Be so tanky that now I get a damage buff from it. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's the easiest thing on earth to completely understand when to go this item. I'm just trying to give you guys the tools, man. Because I can tell you, slam Overlord's third every time with no thoughts in your head, and I bet you'll probably do just fine. But, I guess a lot of the times that I make these, small, guides or itemization talks is when, I'm trying to get you guys that extra win, right? Let's say you guys are going to win 60 games out of 100. I'd rather it be 61 and you guys learn something, right? So that's the idea. So hopefully that makes sense. I was able to get the point across in sub 10 minutes. Now you just get to see me do some overlords abusing. Where, you can also implement it into your gameplay. It does kind of suck sometimes that you get it third item, where a lot of the game has been played on first and second item. But that's what this high farm Briar gameplay can be. It's the fact that you can play to scale. Overlords is a scaling item, gets better as you go, and just continues to get value. So you don't really have to worry too much about things going too bad for you. We have an ult here. Dodge the Viego W. We're gonna flash so we can save our Q because we have someone TPing in. Go ahead and send that. It was a little bit early. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't think we can do anything about that. Our mid is just he TPs for his lane, she TPs bot. It is what it is. We were able to go 1 for 2. It's not the worst thing. Sure, would like it to be better, but our top lane's winning. After that gank top, we did good. Now again, after every death, what do? You got to go right back to clearing. Now, unfortunately, what do you do now? We have cleared so efficiently that our camps aren't up for a little bit. We have a little bit of time. I would say go attack a side lane. So, like, I'm actually going to re-hit bot lane here. And the idea is that if I re-hit bot lane, if these camps spawn, then I can actually draw a line back up, right? And it adds the increased element of surprise where they don't expect me to be here again. So we're going to dodge the most commonly placed ward spots. We're going to sweep into a lane gank. And this should be just a flat-out dub. Viego has no W. We're going to send that through. Braum passive on us. We're going to wait till 3. Once they go to proc it, we're going to put that into the wall. And he's cooked. Just to make sure we get there. We actually have Malzahar Voidlings for now. Tower aggro is going to go to Alistar because he's closer to the turret. Remember, that is how it works. When a turret is just going to pick a champion, it'll pick the closest one, or the one closest to this middle part, which usually just means the closest one. So yeah, that's good. Our Raptors aren't up just yet because we'd still like to path up here. Let's see what's going on. Is this warded? No, it's not. I should have probably, in hindsight, recalled. That way I could just come back, hit Raptors, Krugs, and to Dragon. But I'm actually feeling pretty strong in this exact moment. My bot lane might take a recall anyway, because they're hitting turrets, so we'll see what they do. Yeah, my Jhin looks like they're recalling here. That's okay. If Jhin recalls, you can't play for the Dragon because you won't have bot prio. Like, you can sync your recall with him right now and then go for it. That fight doesn't look good for us, so I'm just going to leave. A steel cap, steel cap, steel caps. We will need tenacity at some point. So this game, you know, again, if there's something glaring that you need, tenacity or armor or, you know, magic resist, whatever it is, if it's super glaring, get it right now. Right now, you turn this ruby crystal into one of those items and call it a day. Now this game, I'm snowballing, right? When you're snowballing, build damage. You'll be fine. I'm going to try and greed go to Braum here. If Viego's here, whatever, but see if we can just predict an E here. Oh no, a little off. I didn't expect him to go up in that direction. The cool thing is that we see that they're not actually on the dragon, so we can just go hit this. Let's play through here, straight through. Actually, you go him. Again, it is also a little bit important for a jungler to kind of understand the game, where, like, I know that I don't need my Malzahar here if Cassiopeia isn't here. So when that happens, ping him off. Don't let him do damage to this. You know, mages don't really add that much damage to a neutral objective. So get him defending your mid turret. Because, like, if you're a selfish player, I'll say it this way. That's your mid turret. Utilize that pawn to not lose it, right? Why would you take any damage on that? Oh, enemy team is trolling. I think we're going to hard win this if we can get here in time. Set's going to do his thing here, but Viego couldn't get out of CC there. I mean, they engaged on a 5-0 set. I don't know. What do they want to happen? Urgot's likely around here. See if I can get the mega angle. Nice. Sometimes if you try and go too far, you'll miss. Viego's not up yet, so I can take this. Still need 1,500 gold, so we're a little bit far from it. Ooh, Krugs came up, but I do want that top turret. Let's see. We have a little bit of time. Again, you always want to be taking Viego's camps over doing your own. Because they're worth double, right? It's money he's not getting and money you are. So it is very important to, when you have tempo advantage on their camps, just send on them. Just send on them. 1,100 gold for Rift Herald. Let's see what we can do. I like this Rift Herald because when you start talking about tier 2s now, tier 2s are worth 700 gold. So, right, you see me, I need to get 1,100. Where my brain goes is it goes to 700 gold is one tier 2, and then the rest of it is, you know, the minion waves following up to it, or the kill following up to it. So right now this puts me at 2150. So, you know, I'm one tier 2 or 2 kills, you know, or a fight from my item. She TP'd down. Dude, she loves TPing bot, man. I mean, I'll send a random one. Not really well thought out here. I'd rather just... Actually, I don't know how good slamming mid with Rift is. That'd be kind of greedy. Top tier 2 is a little bit easier to grab here. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop the Rift so it syncs up with this. And this basically means that we get it. I'm actually going to use my auto, or my spells here on the wave. Once I send this E, I'm going to go through, hit this. Just enough to kill. And then we're actually going to drive away, just so there's no chance that I feed, because right now I'm worth a shutdown. So as you can see, their whole team. Bye-bye. You guys are not thinking about this game. Wow, still chasing. Really, 2025. Nice. Now right here, because the only way that you really lose this game, like here's the thing, if Lucian was doing enough damage to kill me, I would then buy something that negates his damage. But the only time that Lucian can hit me this game is if I'm CC'd, because if I'm on his screen, he's not on 2 items, I'm on 3. He's cooked, right? So I just need to not be CC'd. So Sterix takes the cake here. Now you could buy it, because their AD threats here aren't that strong, you could go like a cheesy Mercs and then pray that they never get too strong AD-wise, where then you could just put a Death Stance on it. But like, you know. Do extended W range, W towards the minions, aggro onto Lucian. Lucian is then dead. And you see how if he's on my screen, it doesn't matter, he has 8 kills, I have 12. We'll probably hit the long angle here. Buffer your E into their CC. They're looking to kill me. I can just kind of hop this. It's one of the best angles to be able to pull off in the clutch, not gonna lie. Their team's going a little crazy. I can try. Big, this is a good hit here. You know I got this angle on me, right? You just saw me do it. Enemy team's kind of just getting farmed right now. They're kind of just getting farmed. Let's actually just leave here, I think. Like, playing like this is all fun and games until the one person throws and then a team fight goes. They get your win con and then they get out of con. All in one time. And then you're like, wow, I regret having fun. Wipe the smile off my face. And it's like, okay. Okay. Let me just lock in real quick. A lot of teams will try and have fun there, and it's up to you, man. How much do you really want the win? How much are you willing to make sure your team has no fun and just locks it in? Yeah, so we're going to go through with it just like so. Do a little thing like that again. Standard stuff here. Just go in the tunneler for the Sterix gauge. Sterix gives AD, health, tenacity, big shield, and that shield works very well with Spirit Visage, because if you don't know, Spirit Visage increases heals and shields. So has really good synergy there. Now a lot of people are like, hey Logan, what if I want more damage with this build? You can build more damage. This build is a scaling tankier build. You can just throw a Bork on this. You can do this Bork build that uses Overlords too. It's not like that bad. We did get the fear on him. The problem is just like how maximum scaling do you want to get? Do I just run this down? I'm actually going to Q to the ground to get close to the Lucian. Just slide through like this. Auto Q, auto Titanic. There you go. Oh my god, he got ulted? My boy's tweaking. I mean, they'd likely FF, right? On the plus side, I was able to jam-pack this with every bit of Overlord's talk I could. Do you feel like you learned something? So yeah, I don't know, man. A lot of people are getting away with building this item in bad times, and that just goes to show how insane the item is. It's overwhelming. Oh yeah, GG. Yeah, I mean the item's just super cracked, bro. So, this is what it is. Nice. Woohoo. And here's the damage. We got 20k, 23k taken. He only beat me because I'm kind of farming him. Too easy. Runes. PTA standard. Can't go wrong with that. And I thank you for learning something, or just watching if you didn't. It is what it is. Have a good one. Peace.